Voila! All right. Hello, good people. Welcome back on the Amanda Natanda Show, live on my IG with amazing guests internationally, not just in Edmonton, not just in Canada, but all the way in Africa, Australia, England, you name it. So today I am back again with Tehn Diamond. I am looking forward. I don't know why I'm talking the way I'm talking, but then yeah, maybe because it's a Sunday. I don't know. But anyway, happy Sunday to everybody, and I am looking forward to be joined by my lovely guest, Tehn Diamond, in a minute. Just hold up here. Just hold up. Just hold up. Tehn Diamond, are you ready, bruh? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? How do I do this? Yes. All right. Okay. So much for watching, Zolanji. Thank you so much for joining us. Today I am waiting for Mr. Tehn Diamond to join us again. And for those who are watching, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, why are you smiling? Why are you laughing? What's so funny?
I'm smiling because I found the light tonight.
Because what?
I'm smiling because I found the light tonight.
Ooh, hallelujah. So now I can better see you and everybody else can better see you today.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How was your Sunday?
It was an exercise in recovery and self-rediscovery. It was good. It was a Sunday. I just came from seeing my my little niece. I went to go see my sister. My sister in December, and then I went to go see my niece just now, and she's still the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know kids, eh? How old? How old is a baby?
She's months old. On the 20-something of this month. I only know this because that is the date that I've been finally allowed to post a picture. So I'm doing the photo shoot, her 6-month birthday photo shoot, and I get to post one picture because.
Oh, that is so cute. Like babies are so cute, yo. And you wish they would stay like that forever.
Yeah, but I'm also very excited to see what she becomes. Like, every time I see her, like my sister sends, because my sister lives in the US, so but she's since she did the white wedding in December, blah blah blah. But she sends me pictures and videos all the time, and she doesn't even talk to me like as herself. She speaks on my niece. She goes, I'm waiting. Where are you, uncle? Like stuff like that. I'm like, yo. That's manipulative. I'm coming. I know it.
Oh my gosh. I think that's cute, really.
Brian, I want to get there. She's gorgeous.
Okay, no, that's all right. And I see you're a Barcelona fan, really. Do you want me to change my face right now? Really? I was like, what? Who does that?
I have strong feelings about Chelsea here. Let me say against Chelsea.
Against Chelsea.
I'll never forget the day. I thought I was coming to watch, some UEFA Champions League, some Joga Bonita, the beautiful game. And then I saw this thing called Pass. I was like, what is this?
Quit hating. Everybody has days, yo. Quit hating. Barcelona has its own days too. Look at Man U. Man U is now actually having interesting days. So yeah.
Look, it's important. ups and downs. Otherwise, it's not really life. So.
Thank you for saying that.
Someone asked me, they're like, yo, because many years ago I was like, you know what, when I finally pick it, because I don't actually have an EPL team, I just know who I don't like. And I was like, yo, when I EPL team or BPL, I'm not sure, I'm probably going to go with Arsenal because the person who introduced me to football was an Arsenal fan. But then now years later, someone checked me today, they're like, yo, bro, you said you're coming to Arsenal. And I said, you know what, the way my self-love and protecting my peace is set up these days, I can't risk it.
I know.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just stick with Barca. Ronaldo has gone elsewhere. Let's just enjoy. Let me keep my energy.
Who is he playing for now? Who is he playing with?
He's in Juventus, so we're just dealing with Real Madrid more so these days, and I'm here for that. I think it was El Clasico last night.
Right. Oh my, that is so interesting. Anyway, let's get on with the program, you know? With the real Tehn Diamond.
I'm well if you're well.
What's that? Sorry, it cut a little bit.
I was saying you're right. Let's get into it. But I'm here for this content. We've caught up. I'm well if you're well. Let's do the things.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let's start again from the get-go. For those who do, and I know a lot of people, most people know who Tehn Diamond is, but for those who do not, who is Tehn? Who is Tehn? As in T-E-A-N, not T-E-N, for those who do not know the spelling.
Please. I'll start. I guess let's start with the definition. It's an acronym and it's a word, but it's Tehn. You know, the needs, and it's diamond. So I'm just a person, and it's interesting to talk about this because I'm transitioning. I'm becoming, I don't know, I'm entering another part of my path, and I'm very much about purpose right now. So I guess I'm a writer, I'm a poet, I'm an MC, I'm a musician, I'm a philosopher, I'm a reader, I'm an entrepreneur. But more than anything, I'm just.
But in the meantime, while we're trying to get a hold or get reconnected with Tehn, welcome to everybody who's watching right now. We're probably just having a technical difficulty at the moment. And I'm going to give you time to ask questions and to Tehn Diamond, and in case I miss something, right? So yeah, thank you so much for everybody who's joining in. I cannot see from there, so let me try and see from here who is watching, who is live. Oh, actually, it's kind of not showing. But yay, okay, I will wait for Tehn Diamond to come back. Thank you so much. Hello to you too, L. Okay, sorry. Let me try and open from here. Because I cannot see upside down. And hold up. Let's wait for Miss Nguni to join here. And how's been your Sunday? Actually, well, Canadians, how's your Sunday going? And Americans, I guess. And how was your Sunday to people in Africa, in part of Europe, Australia? What time is it? Nighttime already or morning? I don't know. How was it? And hello to everybody else who's joining. We're still waiting for Tehn Diamond to join us back again. And oh my gosh, guys, you need to stay tuned to next week's episode. I have amazing guests who are going to be, did I say guests? Yes, I say guests. Not one guest. And still in Africa, we are still going to be interviewing people in Africa and just get to know what inspires them to do what they do, because God, we are gifted, we are talented, and we're talented people, but it's just that we don't get enough exposure. So yeah, next week, look forward to that. And Tehn Diamond is back. Let's see now. I just hope our network is better now. I hope so. Let's see. Okay, we're back. Technical difficulties done. Like, what the hell?
Where were we? Hit me.
Oh, you were still introducing yourself. You're an MC. You're a writer. You're a rapper. You love music. You love reading. Philosopher. Yes.
I am a man on a mission. I am a man committed and focused on as much as possible now that I understand, or as I understand and know my purpose, to live in my purpose, on purpose, with purpose. I really, really believe, and it's given me so much peace in my own life, that life is hard by the nature of life, and that's beautiful that life is hard, because it's through resistance that we grow, right? And if we don't grow and become stronger, then we don't do life to the full, right? And one of the things I talk about every day is that, like, we're not sent here with nothing. We're sent here with a blessing, a gift, a lesson, purpose, something that we're supposed to take out of ourselves and leave here with the world, so that whatever the greater, grander scheme of, like, the whole big plan, and how can we understand the big plan? But we need to play our part for the very brief little moment that we're here, and that's what I'm about. That's who I am. I'm the guy who wants to leave his mark and make his impact, because everyone has their portion that they're supposed to dish up. So I want to make sure that I did my part.
Right? And the least you can do is try, right?
Yeah.
At least. Yeah, because some people, they end up... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please.
Okay, no, I'm saying because some people end up saying, oh, I wish I could have done that. Instead of just trying. The least you can do is try, because you never know. You know what I mean? I don't know how to say that in English. Oh my gosh. But then so I don't know. I totally understand where you're coming from and living on purpose. And today I was actually listening to a sermon by Pastor Troy Roberts saying, you have to be grateful for your past. Actually, you have to be grateful for your past, because it happens for a reason, and it prepares you for the future. It prepares you for the now and for the future, in order for you to unveil your purpose, right?
The future has nothing to stand on if you don't have a foundation of past that you have learned from, grown from, and on. The past will set the stage for the future, but once the future is here, get on that stage and push it. Like, do the most with it. I watched this thing on YouTube, and it was, I think they were interviewing like 100-year-old people who were like 100 years old, something like that, and asking them like, I forget what it was, but basically at the end of it, the main thing that came up, people regret the things they didn't do.
Yeah.
People regret the things they didn't do. Many things come up, but the main thing that comes up, oh, I regret that I didn't. I regret that I didn't. So what you're saying is absolutely right. I agree with you. Listen, what's important is to try, to strive. Yeah. That's God. And God is not like us. I believe God is not like us. God checks every single bit of progress and step forward, and it all points towards the score, like of the bigger plan or whatever it is. But even just to find the courage to see our purpose and to acknowledge it and say, you know what? I'm going to pick this up and I'm carrying this. This is mine to carry. I believe God sees that, and God appreciates. Obviously, God...
And unlocks more doors for you. Unlocks more doors, I believe. Right?
Yep, absolutely.
Ooh. Oh my, that is so great. So I'm sure it's like you were on hibernation mode. Let's go back on you being on hibernation mode.
Yeah.
We all know that Tehn was MIA, missing in action. Missing in action on music, missing in action on social media. What was that all about? Where were you? What were you working on? And what you mentioned already, that you're going through a transition. What was that? What is that all about? Do you want to explain more? Elaborate on that.
I was the simplest and best answer. I was working on me.
Okay.
I created a number of experiences and events in my life that caused a lot of hurt, a lot of damage to myself, and people outside of myself, people I cared about. And this is, it's always these experiences that like shake you to your core, because you get to a place, man, that's me. And then you kind of get to a place of like, shoot, I'm stuck with me. He's like, all right, well, I better make me something I can wake up to every day and like.
Yeah.
And I guess that became the catalyst for all of this. The short answer, really, but just trying to fall back in love with myself. I was not happy, and it's not like a one and done kind of thing. It's not like oh, good, you're done, you've made it. No, it's something that I've understood now and accepted. Like, it's a pilgrimage, it's a journey. You're never gonna get it 1,000% right, but again, like I said, like, God is happy to see you striving. Like, God knows our hearts. God knows what we really intend. Even if we lie to ourselves or we lie to the people around us, God knows that, okay, you're showing up. You're trying to give it something.
Right, and then you just mentioned that you were not happy with yourself. Why was it that you were not happy with yourself? What made you not be happy with yourself? If you don't mind knocking that beat off yourself.
I just did a lot and became a lot that wasn't who I wanted to choose for myself. I was just not who I preferred to be. I lied a lot. I was duplicitous. I was in a relationship, and I didn't respect and honor that in the way that I should have. In ways that now better understanding. It was like years ago now, right? But I just didn't show up as who I knew I was capable of, and that really affected me. One thing I really took away is, like, it's all good, like, one thing I really came to really learn the hardest way is, like, when you hurt people, you actually hurt yourself, eh?
Oh yeah.
You hurt yourself a lot too. And I was like, hey, and that's like outside of, and I'll never speak on, like, obviously, relationship situations, they all have many sides, and, well, let's say 2 sides or 3 sides. There's her side, my side, and the truth, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the third side being God's side, or whose side?
I'm setting up for that side, but all I know is that, from my side, it was a wake-up call to really look at myself, and the lesson was hard and hurt in the moment, and don't even get me wrong, I've not made the same mistakes, but I've certainly made levels and degrees of the same mistakes. And I keep telling people, like, life is not a circle. Life is an upward spiral. Yeah, you're going to come across a few of the same situations and decision opportunities and see the same people, but it's really, really, really so much about how you're going to show up and react to that same thing that, what happened when you did that, pick another card, that kind of thing. And it's just, I don't know, just trying to be, because if life is going to keep changing and keep presenting you with all these temptations, and I watched a great sermon, I think it was Miles Monroe, but he's like, temptation is not a bad thing, bro. Look at the root of the word. You think about things like tempered glass. It's there to make you strong. It's a decision point. Like, here's temptation. Are you going to be strong, or are you going to shatter? And I think, when I think of the whole upward spiral thing, you just try to get better and better at not shattering, to the point where you're not shattering so much or shattering others so much, and you just, you live.
Wow, that is so, so, so deep. And that actually ended up reminding me of a song by Jonathan McReynolds, which is called Cycles, actually.
What?
Cycles. And it says, the devil knows your mistakes. He knows your mistakes. Yeah. And we do not learn from our mistakes, hence the reason why the devil keeps you in cycles. Until we learn from our mistakes and say, oh wow, what is it I keep going? Like, you consider it being a spiral, but then it could be a cycle too, right? And it says the devil he learns from your mistakes, even if you don't. That's how he keeps you in cycle. And I was like, oh wow, that's quite interesting, and then when you end up listening more to the words, you're like, okay, I need to sit down and reevaluate myself and see what it is that I'm doing wrong, or what it is that I'm repeating, or what it is that I'm not learning from, right? And I feel reevaluating yourself a lot is important. It's one of the best things you can ever do for yourself.
I speak about with the tribe, and I say, guys, like, especially last week, like, yo, guys, all these tools that we talk about week in and week out, interrogate your life. You have to sit like, we need to understand like we're not just who we think we are inside here, right? There's a number of us here, right? There's your light, there's your shadows, there's in between, there's the monkey brain, there's what, right? So you have to literally sit your life down and say, Iwe, let's take it up. So this how far? What's this? Because I remember there was a time the brain division was saying that you set a goal, you wanted to do chi. I'm looking at the results here like a parent teachers conference with you and your life and saying, how far? Kumbo your family say, like where are you trying to go? Because we're not just our bodies, we're not just our minds, we're not just our souls. We're these three elements and different levels of being and vibration or whatever you want to call it, trying to work in harmony. Which is why, again, I believe in purpose so much. If you understand your purpose and you're walking around with purpose in your pocket, it's so. And look, I'm a person who I believe I have found my purpose. I believe I'm striving towards fully living in my purpose, but even that is a journey. It's not ended like, oh, my purpose is here, good. No, life only gets harder because now you know your actual personal bar, and you can now define your values, your success, your what. You now know what so much means in life, and that's a huge responsibility. So even as someone like who feels they have purpose and they're walking around with purpose, every day, just have to interrogate. And like I said, it becomes easier to think, like to feed your mind, to feed your body, to feed your soul, because not every mind, body, and soul needs the same thing. But once you know your purpose, you're a step closer to like having like the hidden user manual that you didn't have, which is why even in my lives, I talk so much about self-love and health, because they're two tools that I believe form the foundation of our first pillar, and that's self-love. And I know our first pillar is purpose, but the point of them is like, the thing of most importance, get to your purpose as soon as possible. And don't confuse passion and purpose. Sometimes passion and purpose can be the same thing, but they're different. And I've recently come to a realization and an acceptance. I love music, and I'm good at music. I've enjoyed it. I'm not stopping anytime soon, but I've also come to recognize, music is my passion. Do you know what is at the root? What the root word, the etymology of passion? It's a word that means suffering. Passion is suffering. And if you're unaware that you're suffering, it's like the frog that you put inside a pot and you start the water boiling and it doesn't jump out because it doesn't know that. It's like, no, I've been getting hotter and hotter. Before it knows anything, it's dead. And it just thought it was chilling in some water, right? So just the thing called passion is a bit dangerous. I like purpose. It's even better if you can, if your passion is your purpose, and this is me learning in recent times, and I could be wrong. Maybe down the line I'll be like, oh, by the way, guys, but music is my passion. My purpose is to nourish the soul of Africa, is to speak, is to lead, is to teach, is to educate, is to grow, is to learn, is to share that journey. And it doesn't mean I love music any less. It just means that, okay, music, you better get on board. I'm going to have to direct you towards what we're really doing here.
Hey, just like me now. Me, I love music. Me, I am passionate about music. But can I sing? No! Right? It's just passion. Just, I don't know, just the love for music. But if you know that's not your purpose, don't even try and go there. That's where you see other people going on American Idols and you're like, what are you doing there?
No, I think why it was so tricky for me, sometimes God is super kind. And I'm so happy for you. Like, you're like, no, I'm passionate about music, but God didn't like tuck in a little bit of that music.
I even went to Star Kids, hey? You remember Star Kids back in the day? I went to Star Kids to do All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. But no, when I grew getting to know that.
But my thing is that with passion, so often people are passionate, but they don't even have the place to start to pursue that passion. And I feel like that's a kindness that God gives in a sense. But then the moment I realized, and this only happened like in the last week, me accepting that, music is my passion. Is that you're passionate about something and then you go pursue it and then you actually even have just enough. Well, let me not say just enough. Like I'm a writer, I'm a good writer, I enjoy music. And it gets you far enough so it keeps you thinking like, this is it. This is what I'm here for. But now that I understand my purpose, the journey of living through and struggling, or I guess suffering to figure out my passion has made me appreciate my purpose so much more, because I look at it and I'm like, okay, I feel completely equipped for my purpose. Right. My passion, I've always loved it and enjoyed it, but man, I'm in Zim, and like, it's not like the number one, I don't know, it's not like the number one best, like, start, like setting yourself up to win, like rapping and like immaculate, awesome, incredible English and metaphors and what for a market that is, you know, drawn to something that isn't completely you, right? And because it's a passion, it's easy to make yourself prone to suffering, and you may not realize it, but you'll try to think that maybe it's not quite set up to really open up for you, you know? And that's passion. That's
right.
The suffering part of it. Wrong with passion. But if I could say anything else,
one of our viewers here was saying, "Oh, I wish Tehn could consider becoming a pastor one of these days in the future, huh? Because hey, you're throwing so much wisdom to us here."
I'm not particularly religious. I may be making a slow journey back to religion. There's so much I resonate with and enjoy. I love my Bible. Like, I left my Bible completely in church, and I was just like, nah. And I did this thing of throwing out the baby with the bathwater, and just like the things that are like, that doesn't resonate with me, and just over disagreeing, you know? So now I'm back at my Bible and I'm loving it. I read it every day and I'm trying to understand, because at the end of the day, guys, there's laws. No matter what, I don't care what religion you follow, there's a spiritual, that we're not bodies and minds, we're bodies in a spirit. We're not souls in bodies, we're bodies in souls. And that soul that we inhabits us, and we inhabit each other in. Like, I don't want to over-explain it or try to even, but we all know at some level, at least once a year, I'm going to keep it very minimum, you know that moment where you feel like, yo, we're connected. Once a year. I'm going to leave it at just a mere once a year. But the truth is, it happens every day and you don't even see it a lot of times. But, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, no. So I don't see myself becoming a pastor. At least not right now, because
the time is not yet right.
I'm extremely spiritual, you know? This year I'm reading my whole Bible. I'm on a nice reading plan. I got this dope app. I love my Bible app. That's genius.
The Bible app is good.
Quran next year. I've had a Quran for a number of years and never really took it seriously. I want to tuck into that. I want to see. I'm more concerned with like finding the unifying points of all these different systems of belief and systems of understanding the world, and trying to see, okay, what is the actual thread? So I think I said it this morning in one of my lives that like yo, I'm into tarot cards, I'm into horoscopes. I'm trying to see who might have maybe had a piece of truth that we missed. I want to check the Chinese horoscope. Because I honestly believe that the thing called religion, it's a product of how our earliest ancestors, who really gave us meaty content to work with, tried to make sense of a lot of wild things that was going on in the world. Like basic life itself. Imagine how wild that was then. And you had to find something to make sense of it. And it's cool, but I appreciate.
So does it mean you're also going to look into our Chivanu before Christianity?
It's important. Yeah. Listen, I really believe that all over the world, something happened. We don't all agree on the exact details, but the fruits of whatever happened all across the world is the same thing. It was that there's something bigger, more outside of us. There's something to strive for. There's da-da-da-da-da. And it was just one of my favorite authors right now. He's a clinical psychologist, Jordan B. Peterson. He wrote a book called Maps of Meaning. And I love that terminology, because that's what culture is, and tradition, and even religion. It's us over so many stretches of time trying to make sense of this place we're in. And I say this and sometimes I get backlash, but the truth is, we don't unequivocally, firmly know why we're here, where we came from, or what we're supposed to be doing. It's all fair and fine for me to talk about purpose and religion, and I believe in God. I believe God is a part of it, but I want to know more. I want to understand a bit more. I want to know, like, there's a lot, and I think we're all a part of trying to answer that question for ourselves and for each other. I feel like a lot of what we do here on the planet, like, look, we've made iPhones, we've made satellites, we've done da-da-da-da-da. But a lot of this, I think, is like, we just got distracted. The truth is, we're trying to figure out why we're here and what really matters, so that whatever it is that we're here for, let's make the most of being here. I just don't believe it's an accident. That's the main part of it. So I'm not super attached to any religion, I'll be very honest. I went to church and it was good. I'm grateful for the experience I had there, but then I had an experience that really just shook me the other way, and I had to respect that and step back and be like, what is it about this part of this thing that doesn't quite, because I ran the risk of throwing out the baby with the bathwater again. So I step back and, okay, what do I want to take from this? And maybe I'll be back, and maybe there'll be the right time. And what I decided to take was my Bible, and I want to read that every day, and I read that every day. Last week was tough for me because I had my toothache, and I didn't even get to meditate or what. But anyway, it's fine. You keep moving. My routine is so important. That is so awesome. I read my Bible. Lots of books become my Bibles thing. I just believe there's so much knowledge and so much we can offer each other and share, and so many different types of maps of meaning of all of us trying to make sense of the world. A piece of art is a human trying to make sense of the world. The way someone does if they're great at accounting and that's their purpose, it's a touch of God trying to talk to us. You never know how God is going to speak to you. So don't block yourself from potential message, I think.
And that's the source of truth, basically. Well, for me, maybe it's because that's the only book that I believe in terms of religion and spirituality. And it holds a whole lot. And now when you begin to understand, it's not like I understand all of it fully now, but when you read some of them, because they resonate, it takes time. What's that?
I was saying, I'm sorry, I was just trying to agree with you. Like, it's such a meaty book. It's so layered. There's just so much. You can return to it and see a different thing. It's well put together.
Right, and then I think one of our viewers here was saying, I am now interested in your journey, and they're ready to follow you because of everything that you've given to them right now. And it's really a good thing, though, the fact that you're trying to open up to so many of these beliefs that are out there, right? For you to know, it doesn't mean that you're going to believe in all of them, right? But it's for knowledge. And even the Bible itself says the lack of knowledge is so crazy. It's dumb. Like, you don't have anything to fall back on if you don't have the knowledge, right? So just having the knowledge is quite incredible. And definitely, please do go live on everything that you figure out, because we would also want to learn from you, of course, and follow you all the time. And I am going to stay on this tribe. And this tribe says,
I'll come and follow that, because what I believe I'm committed to, and what I'm trying to slowly unpack and become, is this life thing. It's not, we are special, but we're not special. There's not a feeling on earth that someone else hasn't felt. There's not a mistake on earth that someone else hasn't made. There is no shame in our humanity. We are flawed, gloriously failing forward beings. And if you're gonna follow me and watch the journey,
that doesn't make us perfect. That's what. Yeah, it doesn't make us perfect, right?
Trying to get to a point of transparency, so that you know that you're not alone. It's not a secret. Like, we all go through things, and I'm scared. It's a lot, but I want to share, and I want to learn from people as well, and share as much of what I think I know, and test it against real people in real different situations that I may never get to live, to know that this piece of advice here, it doesn't jam over there. Good, let's know. Let's grow. The more we know, the more we grow.
Right. Oh, wow. That is so awesome. So moving on with the questions. So what inspires you every day? Literally every day, in what you do in terms of writing, in terms of doing music, in terms of reading on its own. What inspires you to continue doing it?
I want to try to give a good analogy. You ever seen how
it doesn't have to be perfect.
Bugs and insects fly towards the light, like, and they think it's the sun. It's not even the sun, but they're like, we're gonna just practice till the sun comes out.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I wake up, when I see something, when I make a decision. And it's a process. I'm still learning how to get to fit into my purpose, right? It's a process. But I keep trying to tell people I'm not motivated. I'm not waiting to be inspired. I have my purpose in my pocket. I'm thrilled, excited. I can't wait to go out there and live it and build it and express it. But of course, like, that makes the highs so much higher and it makes the lows so much lower, because at the same time, I'm still, aside from trying to build a purpose, I'm still trying to build a human person in myself, right? So the burden of expectation is greatest on myself, from myself. And again, that understanding of purpose helps me center and remember, because the truth is, like, and I say this because on my Twitter, I asked people, I was like, let's be real. What's your biggest fear? And so many people said failure. And what I wanted to tell them is something that I'd learned and read in one of my other Bibles, that there is no losing. We can't lose this game. Like, God has set it up so we only win. There's no losing. We can't lose this game. The pressure that we believe to be there, it's us. We've made that pressure. I also believe a lot of what we understand or believe of God is us as broken humans projecting how we might be if we were God. I think we barely scratch the surface of truly understanding that God is when God is like, yo, this love is unconditional. There's no conditions. Take this free will, take this Holy Spirit, this soul, whatever, anything. I don't care what your religion calls it, but eventually you see that certain things fit a box. Take whatever you call that thing and listen to it. Build it up, trust it, feed it, and listen to it. You will find your way home. You're not lost. You're not lost. You will find your way home, because you are home. There's a lot of things to hold in the head there. So that I'd say the knowledge of my purpose and the knowledge of that it's not a game that can be lost. I'm trying to remind myself that no, bro, there's no losing that can happen here. Run the game. God is happy that you're striving. God is happy that you've seen the purpose. God is happy that you've placed it in your pocket. God is happy that you're trying.
And He's pleased with
That's what I believe. That makes sense as well.
Anyway, so let's talk about the perfect 10. Let's get to talking about the perfect 10.
Let me just say, I have never been more proud of a body of work that I have put out ever in my life. For the longest time, I promised people an album called The Perfect 10, and thank God that I was available to receive this blessing. And now that I even understand that, my music is my passion, but also it's a vessel for my purpose to flow through. Now making music is such joy. And with The Perfect 10, it's the first thing that I put out when I came out of hibernation. And you listen to that thing closely, it's very layered, and I really just try to do it. I try to live up to my purpose, to put my purpose in music form. To lead, to teach, nourish the soul of Africa, to share parts of my pain and package that and say, here, have some lemonade. Oh, I made it out of lemons, by the way. Ooh, come see the lemons. In fact, come in the back of the store and see how we chop up the lemons, and not just be like some, and I know I can be critical of the culture of rap sometimes, and not just be like winning. There's a time and a place for that music, and it's good, or even just twerk, but I'm more than anything grateful for the opportunity to be able to here's how life is going, or has gone in this mind, in this heart. That's why even on the cover, it's The Perfect 10, and it has a little sub-caption, a journey through the heart of a mind. And there's a lot in there. And I guess.
Oh my God! And for those who haven't listened to The Perfect 10, please make time to listen to that song. I know some people will be like, oh my gosh, it's long, But once you start listening to the words, you'll be like, oh, holy, okay, I need to understand again. Tehn Diamond, please explain to us more. You know what I mean? That's how I felt when I saw when I listened to the song, right? And the fact that you actually put the lyrics on it on YouTube and whatever, I was like, whoa, right? No, actually, how YouTube has captions and stuff like that, and so then I was like, okay, I just need to listen. And you could hear the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the best and the... And you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you actually needed that time, or you needed more time, because that is not enough time for you to even write that song. It was so...
What's happening now? Now, like, I'm going to the studio and I'm like, I'm updating in real time, and I'm documenting in real time, and I'm free. It's called the perfect 10, but if you really listen, it's the imperfect 10. Like, it's my highs, my lows, my light, my...
Yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is a couple of rocks that have been thrown at me, and it's like it's probably one of my most vulnerable bodies of work, but what it's done, it's really empowered me to keep sharing and talking about things that matter. So I'm excited.
And keep doing it. And keep doing it. You're so amazing, and you're so good at what you do, and be grateful for your gift, for your passion. You know what I mean? Okay, so what really caught my attention? You already know. What caught my attention? You have so many pictures with very long captions. Very long, meaningful.
I'm always in therapy, all right?
Right? Yes.
But I am always in therapy. I have no shame, no shy, no qualms about sharing what is really going on here or here. Because someone out knows, someone out there has the answer.
Maybe going through the same thing. They may be going through the same thing. Wow. So one of your captions really, really, really caught my attention. And it got me asking, like, what is going on? Or what went on? Because when you came back, you came back with a bang. I don't want to lie to you. I was like, yay, look at him. He is back. They did not sing Happy for Nothing with Junior Brown. You know what I mean? Like, he did not sing Happy for Nothing. Thank you for coming back. And so this caption, we're going to go through it step by step, because I have questions as we go. And I was like, okay, let's sit down and talk about it. So it says, okay, dear Jam Jam, or Jam Zam. Is it Cynthia Marley's thingy?
Cynthia Bizure, incredible businesswoman.
Oh, Cynthia Bizure. I've always wanted to figure out, okay, who owns? Because I see a lot of artists who are dressed by the design. And I was like, wow, that is so amazing. Like, I want to find out who that person is. Okay, that is cool and good to know. So I'm ready to suit up, and my faith in what comes next for us doesn't allow me to accept no for an answer. No for an answer. Why would you not accept no for an answer to begin with? Because a no can actually make somebody lose faith in what they're doing, or make them feel discouraged in moving on with maybe a purpose or a dream, or trying at all. So why would you not take no for an answer? What does that mean to you?
Because this is different. This is not music. This is not a passion project. This is purpose, Mm-hmm. And that means I'm in service of the highest good I can do. Like, literally how I ended up writing that caption, I woke up the night before, it just fully came to me. I was like, yo, for so long, I know we're going to go through the caption, but I was like, yo, bro, stop this. Be your best self. Be your best self. Stop being afraid. Stop hiding. Come back. Wear the suit. That's the best suits that you know. And it all just came together. And one of my things is, like, once you know what you need to do and why you need to do it, don't make the mistake of thinking, how am I going to do it? Think about who you need to do it with, or who you need to do it for. And Jam popped in my head, and I didn't know any better way than to just tell them the truth and speak and just come from the right place and say, this is this. And I went a few weeks ago and I presented them with the proposal. Because I didn't want to, I'm not coming to them to take anything from them. I had so much to give. Where's the proposal? I have it here. I wrote a beautiful proposal. And I actually got a message from Cynthia this morning. She's back, she traveled, and she's like, yo, let's meet this week. I love what I read, and we met before. And it's just about that. Like, when you find your purpose, the main thing, what it does, the best thing that it does, it lets you know why you, uniquely, you as you are of use and valuable here on this planet. And it makes you unselfish. You're not going to compete. You're going to seek out ways to apply your bundle of gifts and your purpose to other people's lives, and God does the rest. What you do is you place God in your debt. one of my favorite things that my pastor said when I was going to church, he said, God is a slave to his word. And that really sent me back to my Bible. I was like, okay, all right. I'm going to make you work, God.
And reminding him of every promise that he made, right?
I'm done. Remember you said...
Massage Mike said, because you're the one that said this. You know? So fulfill it, because you're the one that said it. If you do not say...
I'm trying to grow be you.
Yeah.
You, if your things are lining up, so what? I got to call you out quickly. Like, yo, Dada, are we still running with this? Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Nice. Now I'm going to put you in debt. You know, and I like this phrase, to put God in debt. It's a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote, and he says like, nah. When you find a job or you have a work, go the extra mile. Do the most. Oh, your boss doesn't appreciate you. Do even more. Place God in your debt. It will come back a millionfold. And that's how I operate. Like with purpose, I'm not worried about, oh, what's my portion? I have my portion. It's my purpose. Now I must give it away. And, you know, the other riches, the other parts of value of life, they will just flow. There's laws. There's laws governed by whatever you believe in. If you give value, if you love your neighbor as you love yourself, if you unlock, not a problem. God says, not a problem. I can see one of my children is applying the laws. I have to keep my word. Plus I'm in debt. Bless that life.
Yeah.
I have every faith in that.
Oh, wow, that's great. So let's move along with the caption. And 3 years ago, I fell apart. I had been living below my potential, living a toxic life. And unfortunately, I ended up hurting myself and so many I love. Let's start with you falling apart, right? How were you falling apart? What was causing you to fall apart? Do we go back to the relationship that you mentioned earlier on? How did it break you?
I was irresponsible with my heart and irresponsible with the hearts of others.
Okay.
I mentioned earlier, like, I wasn't me. I lied a lot. I was duplicitous. And the thing about the truth, the number one characteristics of the truth, if you want to know about if it's the truth coming your way, well, one of the things that the truth enjoys is to come out. The truth likes to be out. It can't survive in a box or in the dark. The truth wants to come out because, you know what? The truth.
And it always comes out.
Because the truth wants the best for you. Even if you don't realize it then or know it then. So the truth came out and I got to meet the worst of me and to really fully understand and accept that you didn't do the best. You didn't do the best that you know you could do. And pay the consequences and hit a type of rock bottom, which I appreciate because rock bottom is nice. All the pieces smashed to the floor. And if you're fortunate to have, this is where now good family comes in. Because in these times you look around and that's all you can see. So my mom particularly, let me not say my mom particularly. My mom and my dad, they had me. There's things my dad said that I don't even think he knew. He was building me back up and helping me see the pieces. But I put them in a song for him.
Shout out to your dad.
Rock bottom, like, you're blind. You got like shards of broken pieces of heart in your eyes, and part of the pieces like pieces of your own heart, and you can't even see, but you're reaching around for peace because you know that if you're gonna continue with this thing called life, you're gonna need some kind of a heart to move with. And so that's what the 3 years was about, like finding a way to like me again and then love me again and treat me like that again, and to not be afraid to like say out loud, I love me and I want you to love you too, and not be afraid to be like, you know what, I'm gonna take some photos, a lot of photos in this suit that looks so good on me, that suits me. I'm suited for this. Let me inhabit the suit. People see me inhabit the suit, and let the people know, because you know the suit is not a problem. You also can inhabit the suit. So I'm not done. I'm not complete or whatever, but I'm enough to get up here and say, guys, let's go. There's better. I'm not even saying I've done it. I'm doing it. It's possible. Let's go.
Wow.
I have no time to wait until I have
sorry, go ahead.
experiences. Sorry. I have
No, go ahead. I cut you off. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, I have no time to, like, get the experience to have the right to speak on what I believe might be a better way to live. No, I'm just going to share as and when and as I feel. I think I know something. And if I'm wrong, I am happy to be wrong. I look forward to being wrong, because after being wrong, there's an opportunity to be right. One of the things I always say, I don't say it that much anymore because it can seem pretty arrogant, but I always say to my friends, like, I'm never wrong, I'm just not right yet. Because every time, because I'm so willing to be wrong, every time I'm wrong, I'm gonna be right. I've gone through all the wrong. Now I just, by default, right is the only thing left. And I don't want to be right to be right. I want to be right so we can grow, so we can learn something, so we can do better tomorrow than we did yesterday.
Right. Wow, great. And so how about the toxic bit? Living a toxic life, was it now you getting into alcoholism or drugs, or just you living in a negative? Because living in a negative is really toxic on its own.
You know, I'm not if I say like alcohol, like, I've always been an incredible drinker of alcohol.
Yeah. No, but when it gets to being toxic, that's overboard, right? That becomes overboard.
The problem became who showed up when I was drinking.
Okay.
And hey, maybe one day my friends, my tribe, my circle of friends will come and speak on it, but I put them through hell trying to piece together who I want. And even like in recent times, like when I drink now, I'm so proud. Like, I'll drink and I'm like, oh, all right. I guess some of the work I've been doing inside on me, it's doing good, because, bro, you're happy, you're having a good time, you're being nice to people, you know. So, but the toxic part was just that. I think the most toxic thing, if I just narrowed in, I think the greatest poison is the poison we feed ourselves up here. I wasn't telling myself a story that was helping anything. I was being horrible to this person. Horrible. I didn't respect him. I didn't believe in him. I didn't have time for him. I didn't know that he was going. I knew, but I didn't give him time to go through what he was going through. I was not good to my guy, you know? Yeah, so that was the.
So all that led to hurting other people as well, other than just yourself?
No, that's not what led to hurting other people, right? It's hard to say what led, but I'm going to say many years of not interrogating certain areas of my life. Like, for example, the thing called a relationship, honest to God, it is within the last 3 to 5 years. Because the way I approach all of life, I love systems, I love change and growth, whatever. I, honest to God, never realized and actually knew that the area of life called relationships, there's information to learn, there's systems to set up, there's habits, there's goals to set, and it's not just a pretty picture, it's goals. I'm like, yo, this relationship thing is like the area of life called health. You know, go to the gym, repetitions, consistency, like, oh gosh, it's not just, oh, I like you, you like me, we vibing, oh, you cute, let me lay some games down. Oh, my pet now. Okay, roll over. What's your name? All right, nice. So should we maybe do this again? You know, every single other area.
Please don't kill me.
Every other area of life, I was making conscious decisions to grow those areas of life.
Yeah.
Everything got laws and rules and kingdom settings. Like, there's a way to do everything. Nothing just happens. It's all work. And I didn't know this part. It sounds so straight now, but fuck it. Someone else doesn't know right now. I didn't know. Also, there's love the thing, and then there's love the work. And this just came to me. It's the same thing with passion and purpose.
Yeah.
There's love the feeling that is the passion of the human you're sitting across from. But then there's love the purpose. Yeah. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it?
Yeah.
And that's the part that I didn't know about so well. But I am Look, now I love it. We have a tribe called TND, and I owe it to the tribe. I have to do the work on me so I can keep showing up every day and have some semblance of what I think I know, so we have a place to start.
Right.
So,
oh wow.
So it was, it was a lifetime of not having enough of the information that one needs to build and create a healthy relationship. And I'm still far from it. I'm still growing and learning. But also, I'll be honest and real about it. My girlfriend asked me the other day, she's like, yo, how many like dope, successful marriages do you know? And I really couldn't reference a lot. And that's a part of the things, And when you can separate and realize that, okay, didn't have great role models. All right, relax. Tawan Wakuru, you're a big man. Don't blame the role models. They also maybe didn't,
Exactly. We have the freedom to choose.
Yes.
Freedom of choice. I don't understand. Yeah.
We have
that's another topic of its own for next time.
Is because these things will. Generations are sensitive. They, like, you may not have met your great granddad or grandmother, but trust. There's moments of you that show up and it's them, and you don't know it, and the people alive who will still know it, they're not there, but we're not. It's just different bodies.
Wow.
Really, our soul. We're passing it on. We're switching it up. We're trying to get it right, and yeah.
Wow, fun stuff. So you spent 3 years a broken man, a shadow of your true self, which is what we've actually spoken about earlier on. I barely went out in public, right?
Yeah.
It felt like everything I tried was doomed to fail, and I didn't want to be me anymore. That's really bad. That on its own, I don't know, people would consider it, people would actually ask when you're going through depression, because people who go through depression do not want to be around other people, right? They want to be in their own box, in their own bubble, in their own heads, right? And for you not being able to be in public, what was causing you to not be able to be in public? To not want to be in public? Yeah.
I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I was disappointed. I was angry. I was hurt. I did not like the person I saw in the mirror. And
okay, so what did that have to do with other people around you, though?
Well,
if they maybe they didn't even know what was going on.
Let me get there. I was so not full of myself or any idea of the light or the good in me that you get a bit paranoid. And like, look, it was a pretty public engagement and a pretty public breakup of sorts, and I'm not the kind of person who would have gone out in public and gone, well, this is what happened, da da da. I didn't know how to deal with the kind of a negative attention that I had caused. It was so much for me. By nature, I'm an introvert, so I like my quiet time. I like my peace. I like to, and I wasn't built for it. And then the things that it was about, like about love and my heart, and like I love hard and big and strong, and like, I'm sorry, pardon my French, but I fucked it up. I had done it. I don't care what everyone else had done or whatever parts. I can't do anything about anyone else's part. Me. And worse than that, it's not just that I'd done wrong to other people. I'm in pain. I'm feeling it. I did this to me. And to be the architect of your own nightmare, your worst hell, why would you expose people to a person like that? Why would you let people even... Like, this is how... I can speak about it now because that's where I went. I didn't want to be me. I didn't like this guy. Let me not shave this fool. Why must he look nice? Why must he feel nice? You don't deserve that. I was punishing myself. It's part of that process. That part of the process.
Hey, but to the point of thinking everything is doomed to fail. To the point of, yeah.
Yo, I don't know if you've ever experienced depression or like the parts of it and stuff.
Oh, I have. I have.
Let me not even be fickle with it. I've never gone and actually been properly diagnosed or whatever, but if that isn't depression and depression is maybe worse, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Because what was happening is your greatest enemy becomes inner you. And I was just stuck in the past. And then on top of that, scared of the future.
And the mind is powerful. What we think is what we execute, is what comes out of us. And that's how we act.
That we tell ourselves. We are the stories that we tell ourselves about ourselves. And I was not ready or able to start telling myself a better story. But I got lucky. I made friends who put up with a lot that they shouldn't have and didn't have to. And bit by bit, I began to see my light, but still it came back to me. I had to see my light for me. But I was fortunate. Family, friends. I came through. Again, family, friends, relationships, all these things were honestly my weakest tools in life. And there's still things that I'm learning. And even with like friendships, like learning how to balance it and what friendship means and not to overdo it or to and then also like I'm in a relationship and learning how to like, okay, it's a growth thing. And I'm happy, I'm excited to know that there's areas of life where I can still try and be a champion for me, you know? So.
And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Because life is hard, yo. It is hard.
It is, and it has to be. I'm so grateful I went through it. Because it's never happening again. Not like that.
Right. But there's going to be more bigger challenges coming your way.
I want to make sure so much of the world around me knows where I came from, and so much that there's at least enough people who go, hey bro, you've beaten this, do again, you know? Because for all the wisdom and whatever people think I'm talking, let some depression hit. You forget yourself. All the advice that you thought you had, you don't remember any of that. And that's when you need your real people to remind you of the real you. Hold a mirror up to a different mirror, because what's happening is when you're having all this poor self-talk, you're holding up a mirror to yourself that's not the whole picture. You're not just all shadows and dark. You're also light and glory. And that's what that circle is about. They remind you.
Right. Oh wow, that's great. And so even the next part, you've actually already answered it. I let my health suffer. I stopped caring about appearance. We've already spoken about that. I stopped caring about my appearance because I didn't feel worthy of even being seen, right? I no longer felt worthy of shining my light. Wow.
Come in.
Are you kidding me right now? You never felt worthy of shining your light.
Ever? Did we get any music? Did anything? Nah, I went. I had no right. I couldn't do it. How do I show you people beauty when I feel so ugly? I'm actually on a live, but maybe right or something. Yeah, it's tricky. One of the cables is not right. Okay, take that cable. Sorry, my brother's here.
No, that's alright.
Social media, brother, but my brother's here.
No, that's alright.
It's a good job at a good company. I'm very proud of him. He started a lot of new things, but we'll talk about that another time. I'm just proud of my brother at the moment.
Awesome. No, that's okay. So as you were still saying, you were still talking about you not feeling worthy of shining your light.
Yeah. You know how I'm always saying that, like, what I said earlier, I was like, part of why I'm so open to sharing and being transparent and vulnerable is because I never want to forget that, yes, we're special, but there's nothing special about the things we feel and go through. Someone out there has gone through it. Someone out there has written the book. So that kind of space of getting to a point of like, oh, I'm not worthy, it's a dark place. It's a place of ego, of self-centeredness, of thinking that, oh, no one, nah. Listen, people have broken up before. People have cheated. People have done all sorts of wrong. You're not special. You will survive it, and you know what? Someone will learn from you, and more importantly, you will learn from you. So dust yourself off and go out there. You're just a human on earth making mistakes with the rest of us. Suck it up.
Suck it up. And my friend has a live series.
Get get to a point where you realize this is not special. This is not the first.
I know. I'm not the first one either. Am I gonna be the last one to go through this? So suck it up. Life goes on.
You're gonna be the first. What is unique about you? That purpose, that thing that was put in you, that thing that made it necessary for all this pain or whatever you went through. That thing, that is special about you. Grow an ego about that. Don't grow an ego about your pain or your experiences. No. Grow from that, learn from that, but don't let that be the basis of don't let that be the basis of your crown. Don't let that be the foundation upon which you lay your crown on your head. No. Don't build on top of pain and being a victim or whatever. No. Build on top of your purpose. Build on top of your glory.
I don't like people who play victim. I don't like people who play victim. Like, really? Okay, what for? Like, what do you expect people to... What's that, sorry?
I'm saying, and when you're building, build forward and up.
Exactly. Not backwards and down.
Go like that. You will get somewhere. That's not the ground. You know what I mean?
Right?
Up. Right? The ground is nice. I want to be up.
Right, so let's move along with the caption. So you were punishing yourself, not doing a great job. We've already spoken about that. And I am proud to say, this is still the caption. This is almost, actually, I feel like we're reading the perfect 10, right? Like, we're, yeah. Okay, so I am proud to say that 3 years later, I have grown through my pain. I have become an even stronger and more beautiful version of myself than before. What made you come to that realization? That I know you mentioned family, you mentioned friends, you mentioned tribe, but you as an individual without having those people. What made you come to that realization? We spoke about self-evaluation too. But what gave you that light bulb moment? Bing! Okay, let's do this.
In like the last part of my hibernation, as I was getting ready to come back, I didn't know I was getting ready to come back, but that's what was happening. I had another relationship. Didn't last very long. It taught me a lot, but it was good. It was I love that relationship. So grateful. But in the midst of that relationship, I latched on to my purpose. Like I got to finally kind of consolidate and to figure out, okay, and like, oh, and that was the aha moment. And honestly, nothing mattered. Nothing mattered. I had to shave because I had to bring the purpose to life. I had to start eating right because I had to bring the purpose to life. I had to start caring about because I had to bring the purpose to life. I had to be mindful of how I treat my tribe, my friends, because I had to bring the purpose to life. And it became a thing of where I felt like, yo, if I don't get it together, I don't know how many people I am holding back. Whether it's from today into 100 years from now. The part that I'm meant to play on this planet that I believe I now know, if I don't stand up and get on with it, someone else is missing out on a part of their purpose. Maybe I have the little puzzle piece of their aha moment. I can't slack. I can't do that. I have to, first of all, not let myself down. And I say this a lot in my life. I said, you never know who needs to see you shine. You never know what part of your own light could be the spark that someone sees from the depths of their darkness.
And that's true. Wow. And we can have so many people, well, there are already so many rappers out there, or so many motivational speakers, or so many talk show hosts out there, but there's only one you. There's only one Tehn. There's only one Amanda. There's only one whoever out there. There's only one you. And like, what's that?
I said 1:1, Baba. Sorry, it's one of my favorite
I know, right? 1:1, not 1:5, 1:3. Nah, there's only one you. And you can shine in your own way, your own different way, because as long as you live in purpose, there is no competition when you're doing what you're called to do. There ain't no competition.
It's you against you from yesterday. That's it.
Right? Wake up in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, whoa, okay, so what are we doing today? What's the challenge today compared to the Amanda yesterday? What am I supposed to bring to the world? What difference am I supposed to make today? But wow, that is so great with the way you ended up coming back, the realization.
I'll always come back. And always come back, I promise. Don't worry.
Yay! Okay, so finishing off, so best of all, I've remembered my life's purpose to nourish the soul of Africa. And bold. And that was uppercase. My journey meant building myself back up from the inside out, and all that insight is what I hope to share. And we look forward to that. And I am...
How are we going to rebuild Zimbabwe and rebuild Africa?
Yeah.
From the inside out.
We have to.
And it's going to be hard, and we're going to stumble, but we're going to do it. Because it's possible.
Oh, yeah.
We can do it at this individual level. We can scale it.
I know. And we're going to do it. And I cannot wait for you to accomplish that with, obviously, can't be done by yourself, with everybody else.
No, it's too late. Now it's locked in. What do you want? Yeah. We're going. Let's do this thing. Let's let the people know.
Bam. Well, okay, we were supposed to talk about it later, like at the end, yo. So, but okay, it's alright. But yeah, so I believe that it's no longer enough to be me, to be smart. It's no longer enough for me to be smart. I'd very much love to look the part too of being smart. But why not know or affirm yourself straight up on that?
Let me tell you, okay, so I guess now I can't share fully. What I went to present to Jan Jam, this collaboration that I went to propose, a part of it is about what a suit represents. I see so many people wearing suits, especially in Zim. You see someone I got me that combi, suited up, shiny suit, no matter what. I feel like part of what's happened is like, I say this a lot, like we're goal driven and not purpose driven, and I think we should be more purpose driven. So let's not chase the suit. Let us chase to become the person who is worthy of inhabiting the suit. Let's not just think about the suit and the money we need to buy the suit. Let's think about the books we need to read to become a person who should wear that suit. Let's think about the lessons we need to learn to become a person who can fill that suit, not just with the body, but with the mind, with the soul, with purpose. And part of me, it's like almost me reclaiming something that I railed against for so long. I'm like, no. I will wear your suit, but I'll show you what we put inside the suit. It's not just the body. It's not just expensive underwears. We don't just put the suit inside an expensive car. No. We put expensive thoughts in that mind that is in that body that wears that suit. Don't chase the suit. Chase the knowledge that prepares you for the suit. So that when the kids see you in the suit, they don't just aspire to the suit. They aspire to the man or woman who inhabits the suit.
Hey!
What's up?
That's deep, yo. That's deep. And last but not least,
want it to be perfect.
What's that?
I said I came to give my people the best of me, so I want it to be.
You're doing good. You're doing a good job of that. And everybody, most people actually keep saying, preach, brother, and some people are saying, I wish you could be a preacher one day, so I don't know, maybe that's a prophecy right there. Pray about it. You never know. In as much as you may not be ready, Jeremiah was called to represent God at a young age, and he said, I'm not ready, God. But he was told, before you were in your mother's womb, I knew you. Yeah, you can never be ready. Even whatever you're doing, like with your brand and stuff, it's not that you were ready to say, oh, okay, now I'm ready to do this. But whatever, because you're thinking, I am going. let's do this. I am going. You'll never be ready. You never know. Maybe it's your calling, but I am going to pray for you, brother. So you can do it. Okay, so let's finish off the last bit of your. Let's finish off the last bit of your caption.
I'm not closed.
What's that? Sorry, I missed that.
I said I'm not closed off to it. Anything can happen. I trust this situation operating up there. So
the situation operating up there. Okay, so let's finish off the caption where it says the conclusion. My job is to lead. This is telling the whole world. Listen to this. What Tehn Diamond is planning on doing. What Tehn Diamond is set to do, actually. So he is planning to lead, to inspire, and to uplift with his brand and the proposal I wish to present to you, and that was to Jam, right? We already spoke about that. And I would love to begin to really dress for the job that I want. And they always say dress the part of the job that you want, the job that you're aiming for. You know what I mean? And it makes sense that way because, okay, if you're just going to sit here and just say, okay, I'm not going to do anything about, okay, go to a job interview wearing jeans and a t-shirt, do you expect to get that job? No, I don't think so. Especially if it's an executive position or executive type of job or office job or whatever. Do you think you will get the job? I don't think so. So dress the part from the get-go. Right? And that caption was really deep. So I was like, hey, I need to talk to Tehn Diamond now, yo. I am going to link up with this guy and tell us more because at first, the first part of your caption was your pain, your past, your, everything that you went through. And then the bottom part was, I came from that, but this is what I'm bringing to the table. And this is how I'm going to move forward. And we're looking forward to that and so excited for you on that. So finishing off and rounding off this interview. So how does it feel to know that you deeply inspire creativity in someone other than yourself? Somebody out there.
It's two-sided, It's incredibly humbling and then also incredibly energizing. It's why we make art, to affect lives, to live forever, to play a part. For me, when it came to music, one of the greatest motivating factors for why I write the way I write and I've always written is because I've always wanted someone else to know that, hey, someone else is going through this as well. Someone else has gone through it before. You're not alone. This is not special. I didn't know it then that it was about this whole it's not special, but it was just that I always wanted to write so that someone knows they're not alone. Even if it's just me listening years back and being like, see, bro, you made it through that. Or, you see, that was a good time or whatever. So it feels great. It's like I said, two sides. It's humbling and it's also, look, it's a great ego boost. It feels good. It's nice.
Yeah. And it keeps you going too, right? Does it?
Yeah.
Right. So concluding the last question. So what word of encouragement would you give to anybody trying to pursue their purpose, trying to figure out what their purpose is, or how to figure out what's the difference between purpose and passion? What would be your word of encouragement on that?
Don't settle for what just feels good. There's so much I'm trying to, there's people who love you and care for you. Identify them as soon as you can. Hopefully it's your parents. It's not always the case. These people throughout your journey, especially if you're attached and locked into passion, they will try to tell you and you will fight it. Try to keep mind of how hard you're fighting this person who you already know has your best interests for real. Slow down, step back. Maybe it's a real thing. I don't know how else to put that advice, Try to hear the truth as soon as you can, but also at the same time, it'll come when it's gonna come. My dad, the amount of times he said, one day you come back and you'll tell me about just so many different things.
Yeah.
And now,
because they're wise, they know better. They've lived life.
I'm excited about finding all these different golden nuggets that he already knew I would come back, and I want to find them all. Like, here, I found it, Dad. You meant this one? I understand it now. Thank you. Oh, wait, this one? I understand it now. Thank you. Because just now it's my turn, and I have to be able to be like, you'll be back and you'll understand what I'm talking. I have to know those things before they... Oh, so I'm excited. So if I'm going to give one piece of advice, figure out who's rooting for you early, so that when you are not rooting for you and you might not even really know it, someone is there to tell you, so that even if not in that moment, later on you can sit and be like, oh shit, that person was looking out for me. That's the best I can do.
Yeah, and that is so true, and most parents know better. And that's just a given. Right? And thank you so much, Tehn, for just being a part of this live conversation. It was really enlightening. It was amazing. It was informative, especially to other people out there, right? And I learned quite a bit about you and about life just in general. And I was like, wow, it makes you realize that sometimes whatever it is that you do or go through, realize you're not alone. You're not alone, and somebody else may be going through the same thing, right? And it was so lovely to have you, and just for the wisdom that you shared with everybody who was watching, and for everybody who actually watched, it was a pleasure to have you guys. And if you have any questions, or if you don't already follow Tehn Diamond, you can follow Tehn Diamond on his IG and ask all the questions you want. And besides, you're going to see everything. You're going to see him live every time. Sorry.
I was saying I love a good question, so please guys come through. I got plenty of time for my tribe.
Exactly. He's got all the time to answer your questions, and he's always live and interacting with different people, getting to, talk about real life issues, right? So feel free to follow What's that?
I said big boy topics.
Exactly, big boy topics. Just the last week you were talking about investing 100, like, was it 100 or 1,000? Was it 1,000? If you had 1,000. If you had $1,000, I was like, hey, good question now. How would people think just with 1,000? Some people are saying, oh, it's too little, and some people are like, oh, what can you do with 1,000? Or
the person who ended up speaking in that live, Kundai, like, 1,000, too much, bruh. Let's start at 100.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. That one was nice.
Right, but it was so amazing. So yeah, he's got so many topics, so feel free to follow Tehn Diamond, to those who don't already follow him. And your handle is I am Tehn, right?
I am Tehn. I'm gonna write it in here.
And then
TEHN.
Yes. And for everybody who's watching, thank you so much. I am sorry that we could not get to your questions, because oh my gosh, it was just I had questions.
Thank you so much for staying here. Enjoyed myself. I hope that we provided you with value, and we will see you soon. Love life so much.
Right? Awesome. Thank you so much, Tehn. Until next time, I would definitely
No.
I don't know if I want to talk more. I'm trying to keep quiet.
I don't let the cat out the bag too much. No. Let's incubate. Let's hide him. Let's kill him. We'll kill him. Kill him just now.
Okay. Thank you so much. And to everybody out there. What's that?
I said purpose is exciting stuff, and when you link up with someone and it's real, recognized real, and you're like, oh, we can really unlock. I feel you. It's exciting stuff. We'll do it. Don't worry.
I know. It's so exciting. It's so exciting living in purpose, to be honest. Like, living in purpose is the best thing that has ever happened to me. So I'm like, I love it when stuff just unlocks, right? But to everybody, thank you for watching. You can follow the Amanda Notanda Show on my YouTube channel. And yeah, with so many interesting guests that I'm going to be having here. And yeah, March will be my last month of going live with different people from across the world. I'll be going back to the studio and filming prior. And then, yeah, and I'll be uploading my stuff on YouTube. So feel free to go on my channel. And remember, little girls with dreams become women of vision. Take care and God bless you. Have a wonderful Sunday. All right, bye now.